Yo, what is up, guys? My name is Earle, and welcome back to another episode of Earle Sports Bets. And today we have another free pick video. The NHL playoffs rapid fire for April the 24th. We have Game 2 between Florida and Tampa Bay. We have Game 3, Toronto and Ottawa. We have Game 3, Vegas and Minnesota. Game 3, Winnipeg and St. Louis. Let's head to Tampa Bay. The Lightning host the Panthers, minus 120 for the Lightning, total of 5.5 in this game. The Panthers lead this series 1-0. And it was a blowout the first game. At one point, it was 5-1 in favor of the Panthers, and the game ended up finishing up 6-2 in favor of Florida. And I look for a response in this game by the Tampa Bay Lightning. And I look for it. And here's the thing, though. I could see this game going to overtime potentially and the Lightning winning in overtime, which is why I'm not going to go for the huge score. You can get a -1 line actually pretty good here with the Tampa Bay Lightning if you choose to do it, because it's -120 and +2 or -125 plus 205. So you could get, if you wanted to, +136 on the -1 line. I'm just going money line, and I'll go for a little bit of not a score in another play though, but I'm going to go with a double up. I'm doubling up on 3 of these games. I really like this card. I really like the NHL playoffs. As we get deeper into the series, you understand a lot more about the series than you do in game 1. Game 2s are my favorite, and then as we get further along, I really like to attack these series. I like the Florida Panthers team total under 2.5 at +115 as well. I look for Vasilevsky to be pissed after that first game of how he played, and look for him to bounce back in this matchup here. So I'm on the Lightning, -120, and the Panthers team total under. Let's move on to the second game here. Ottawa taking on Toronto. There to pick them with a total of 5.5. The Maple Leafs do lead this series 2-0. And one of my favorite angles, and we're going to use this angle later in the video as well. I love backing home teams down 2-0 in the series. And specifically, I like doubling up on them first period and full game. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. This is going to be the most desperate the Ottawa Senators are all series long. Because this is basically do or die for them. And I am a firm believer in the series has not started until the road team wins the game. Well, the series technically hasn't started yet. And if the Ottawa Senators can hold home ice, we can go back to Toronto tied 2-2. So in this matchup here, I like the Ottawa Senators to feed off the home crowd, play desperate hockey, and to not tie up the series, but win game 3 to not fall down 3-0 in the series. I like them first period, it's -115, full game, -110. Let's move on. One of my favorite plays of the entire first round. This was one of the ones I had circled right from the rip, regardless of what the situation of the series was in this for this one. We have the Vegas Golden Knights -150 at the Minnesota Wild, total of 5.5 in this game. And I'm going to make this short and simple. Give me the Wild here at +125. I think the Wild found something last game with that 5-2 win over Vegas. I'm not a fan of Vegas, and I would like to fade Vegas throughout this first round. I'll probably be on Minnesota every single game of this series, to be completely honest, because I think the Wild can win the series in 6 and win the next few games, both games at home. But we know in the past for Minnesota, the game you always bet them is game 3. They always show up in game 3, the first home game for them in the series. And that's exactly where I'm going here. Give me the Wild +125 against the Vegas Golden Knights. Final game of the series, or of the day, the Winnipeg Jets -120 against the St. Louis Blues. And this is a very similar situation to the Ottawa Senators in this spot here. Give me the Blues, first period, -105, full game, even money. Now, with the Sens and with the Blues, if they lose this game, I'm done. I'm not backing them in game 4. I'll let them die, and we'll move on. But when you have a team that is desperate and back at home after losing the first 2 games of the series, that is a spot I like to bet on. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. And I'm going to track it this year to see how this angle does. I think if you lose the first 2 games, you are must bet game 3, which, spoiler, will be on New Jersey in game 3 as well against Carolina. They don't play tomorrow, but we will be on that as well. But that is my plays here for St. Louis and Winnipeg. I'm on the Blues first period and the full game. Quick little recap here for the rapid fire. We're on the Lightning -120 and the Panthers team total under 2.5 +115. Doubling up on the Ottawa Senators, first period -115, full game -110. Give me the Wild +125 against the Vegas Golden Knights. And they're doubling up on the Blues, first period -105, full game even money. If this information was helpful to you guys at all, feel free to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you guys have not already. And turn on those post notifications so you guys are notified each and every time we come out with a video here at Earle Sports Bets, where we go live, which is every single morning anywhere between 10 and 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Earle Sports Bet Show. That's going to do it for this one. I want to thank you guys as always for watching. Good luck.